Hi, it's Victor Perton here. It's one of those great days. Today I'm catching up with a dear friend and someone I admire a lot, Glenn Len, who's here from the United States to run some leadership programs in Melbourne. He's not only an optimist, but he's a global expert on the science of appreciative inquiry. Glenn, what makes you optimistic?
I'm a futurist. My whole life, I've always been someone who spends a lot of time thinking about the future, imagining the future, visioning toward the future, and I can't imagine a future without being optimistic. Maybe it's genetic, it's in my blood. People, organizations, whole societies move in the direction of their vision for the future, and I can't imagine leading, teaching, conducting business, doing anything toward a future without doing it in an optimistic way. If you're not moving toward, building toward something that's better, something that's optimistic, something that gives you energy and hope, it feels like you can't even move. So for me, it's as natural as breathing. The future gives me optimism.
And you've told me that you've been writing about optimism since your high school days. Tell me, why do you love optimism so much?
Yeah, so when I was a teenager, the first career occupation I staked out for myself was I wanted to be a journalist. Some people might remember many years ago there was a television show called Lou Grant, and I wanted to be Lou Grant but with hair. I wanted to be a writer, a newspaper editor, right there in the thick of things. And at the same time, I recognized, even as a teenager, that so much of the news is negative, is overwhelmingly bad news, and that needs to be reported. The things that go wrong in this world, the challenges we have, do need to be shared. We do need to investigate them and better understand them, and we can't spend all of our time in that way. We need to share the good news. So as a teenager and as the editor of my high school paper, the Del City Sun, I had a column called The Optimist's Corner, and I would individually report each issue of the newspaper on the good things that were happening at my school, that were happening in the community, so that whatever the headlines were around there, at least that corner of the paper had something optimistic in it.
And in your contemporary work, you work in Lawrence and other communities. Tell me the story of Lawrence.
So I'm the president of a college that has two campuses in Massachusetts, one in Haverhill, Massachusetts, and one in a city called Lawrence. And Lawrence is one of, if not the poorest city in Massachusetts. It's predominantly an immigrant community. It's had its political challenges, its economic challenges, and many years ago, just after I became president, a Boston magazine ran a feature story calling it Lawrence, the City of the Damned, which was just a horrible thing to do to a group of people who every morning got up to go to school, to go to work, to raise families, and as I mentioned, had their own vision of the future and for how good things could be. In this community, I've worked with a number of other business and community leaders to create something called the Lawrence Partnership, which is an economic development group predominantly, but it's also, I would suggest, an optimism group because it's a group of people who believe wholeheartedly in the residents of that city, in their persistence, in their value, and in creating a community in that city that is economically vibrant, is artistically vibrant, is culturally vibrant, is educationally vibrant, because every human society has the capacity to be that. Every group of people has that capacity.
Now, you are one of the global experts in appreciative inquiry, and we're here in Melbourne. You travel around the world teaching people appreciative inquiry. Tell us a little bit about appreciative inquiry and how it relates to your optimism.
So, the short version, appreciative inquiry is a group of principles and a group of tools that allows you to work with groups of people in an appreciative way and plan to create strategy based on what works well in any group of people, whether it's a classroom of students, a church of parishioners, a city of residents. Pick your group of people. In any group of people, if you want to find problems, you can probably find them. I mean, people have challenges, whether it's in relationships or in business or in education or whatever. You can find those challenges, and I guarantee you, in any group of people, you can find strengths, you can find stories of success, you can find things that work well, even in what feel like dark hours. And if you look for those strengths and those successes, you can grow them, you can amplify them. And appreciative inquiry is one way of tapping into that, of unleashing people's energy and creativity around what they do well as a way of overcoming what their challenges might be. So yes, I have the opportunity to travel around a lot and work with colleges, businesses, communities to do that very thing, to tap into what they do well as a way of creating strategy and responses to overcome challenges that they might have.
Lane, welcome to Melbourne again. We love you being here. We love your optimistic and positive manner. Enjoy, and we look forward to catching up with you again soon.
Thank you, Victor. It's a great pleasure.